Hello, world. Um, Kenneth here, your youth director and contemporary music director. It's good to see you all. Um, I'm the next thing for the day from the church, and I wanted to have a talk and really start a discussion about something that I think not enough people are talking about right now. Let me first off say that I am by no means a licensed therapist in any way, or counselor, or anything like that, or psychiatrist. But I think we need to start a discussion about mental health during this time. Things like depression, anxiety, and all these other things that are probably affecting us all a little more than usual right now. Um, I have my own experience with depression. It's a pretty big deal in my life, but thankfully, through good friends and family and doctors, I've got it pretty much under control. It never really 100% goes away, but things are really good right now. And even with all this craziness happening, um, but I wanted to talk about some ways that we can support one another during this time when we can't physically be as close as we usually like to be. We're not in our usual big gatherings. So sometimes it can be a little maybe disheartening. Like, oh, like, how are we going to go on? What's going to happen? And there's a lot of, doubt and uncertainty right now. I want to reassure you, we're still here for you. We still care about this community, and we're still here for you in that capacity. And the community's still here. It's just a little different right now. Everything's kind of online and on the phone, but we're still a church family. And I need you to remember that. So, in that spirit, remember to check in on not only your church family, but all your friends and family. People maybe you wouldn't usually call. Hey, you doing okay? And have a real discussion with them, because some people maybe aren't okay right now. Especially people like myself that might struggle with depression. You're inside a lot all day. You have very little human interaction. It's really easy to just stay in bed all day, and that's not good after a few days of doing that. Um, so if you are online at the moment and have any suggestions um, at all for how you cope with things like depression or anxiety or any other type of mental health thing during this time, because it is a very odd time. But I do a few things. I make sure that I get outside. Today was a little hard since it rained a lot. It's also kind of easy when you have a dog, because she's like, I need to go outside. I need to use the bathroom. Also, I want to play outside. So, I'm not telling you to go get a dog right now, but have a reason to go outside every day. Most studies support that just being outside for a lot of reasons, being active, getting the vitamins we need from the sun, getting fresh air, are all good for our bodies and also good for our mental health and good for our brains. So I encourage you, get outside, do something else, just go for a walk. I took my dog Scout for a walk earlier today before dinner, and it was actually really beautiful because, one, I saw somebody actually cleaning up their dog poop, so there's still hope. But also, it was really nice because if you're in Bella Vista right now, it's really humid and warm, and so a lot of people have their windows open, and it was around dinner time, and so we're walking back to the house, and it was really nice to hear all of these families together have dinner together, because I've lived in Bella Vista since August, and I'd never really heard an entire block of people eating dinner around the same time and hearing the clink of forks on plates and the laughter of family having dinner together. Um, so that was really good, and it's because I got outside and took my dog on a walk. Um, so just make sure you get outside in some form every day. I would say that's definitely not a bad thing. But some other things. hello, people who have joined us. Um, One thing I do, as you know by now, I play guitar. I've been doing that a little more than usual recently. Not telling you to go buy a guitar and learn it, although that would be really cool if plenty of time. But find something you like doing. Maybe it's something you already like doing, or maybe it's something you haven't done in a while. Um, go do it. For me, it's reading for fun. I haven't read for fun in a long time. Going through college as an English major, I got to read a lot of fun stuff that was, all assigned for the most part. And now I read a lot of theology books and books by famous writers and blah, blah, blah. The most recent thing that I've read for fun was this. I know it's backwards, but it's Tom Hanks, the actor with COVID-19. Tom Hanks wrote a book of short stories a few years ago. It's called Uncommon Type. It's like 17 short stories, and they're all very different, all very, really good. I can't say he's a better writer than an actor because he's that good of an actor, but he's close. So find something that you, whoever you may be, find something you actually enjoy doing. So for me, it's guitar, it's reading, and as youth director, I'm talking with a lot of youth, a lot of young people right now. And although it might kind of seem bad, a lot of them are playing a lot of video games right now. And while that might not be completely good, it is keeping them at home. And also, they're actually all playing with their friends since they're away from school right now. So it's actually a really good social engagement for them in this weird time. So whatever it is for you, I don't know the answer. You have to look within yourself. Think about it. What can I do? So maybe a hobby I already do, or maybe I can learn something new. Maybe it's something I put down a long time ago, and now's a good time to pick it back up. Whatever it may be. Also, anxiety. I know a lot of us are feeling that right now, and if you say you aren't, I don't know. I might believe you. I also want to know what your doctor's giving you, because I need some of that. But anyway, but really, so anxiety, there's a lot of non-medication steps that we can do to help it. I did have a kid tell me, I was like, how are you managing anxiety during this time? And he's just like, well, I remember that it's going to be okay. And yeah, I don't know. Then I'm good. I'm like, wow, I wish it was that easy for me. But there's a little nugget of wisdom in there. Remembering that it will be okay. I find myself reading a lot of the more kind of apocalyptic stories in the Bible right now, because apocalypse literature comes about when a civilization is going, they think the world is ending. Not the entire world is ending, but their world is ending. So for the nation of Israel, there's a lot of times when other empires come in and destroy them and put them in exile and whatever, and it happens again and again. But what's interesting is that's when a lot of prophets usually come out and have some message of hope, usually, not always. But I've been reading those messages of hope a lot. So I encourage you to find spots in the Bible, maybe in Psalms especially right now, and some older stories where things were not going well at all. Like, they were bad. They were really bad. But there was always some prophet or someone who came along and said, it's going to be okay, for a lot of different reasons. But I've found a lot of solace in those stories recently, because these people are going through bad times, but they're still making it through because they're trusting each other, they're trusting God. And to trust God means to trust one another. And so go find a story that speaks to you. Maybe it's not even in the Bible, maybe it's in a Tom Hanks book. Maybe it's some old children's story or whatever, but find stories that make you feel good. Which not everyone needs to go be reading apocalypse literature in the Bible right now. I get how some people might be more anxious because of that. If that's not for you, it's not for you. Find what works for you. Everyone's different. I've been told to play some guitar, so now I'm going to play some guitar apparently. That's all you get. You gotta pay for more. Um, but yeah, so mental health, depression, anxiety. If you know friends struggling with any sort of addiction at all, reach out to them. If you are one of those people, reach out to someone. I know it's not necessarily easy, but now is a really weird time, and there's a lot of isolation happening. And although some good things, like I've got a lot of writing done, some good things can come out of isolation, but at some point we do want human interaction, and we want to remember that we are seen and known and loved. So let me tell you that right now. Whoever you are watching, you are seen, you are known, you are loved. Now go tell someone else that. Because it is, it is a weird time. So I encourage you, if you know somebody who struggles with some sort of mental illness, no matter how mild or severe it is, check in on them. And even if they don't, they might be more anxious than usual right now. So check in with the people that you love. Just, a simple hello. How are you doing? Crazy, right? Oh, stuff's crazy. Like, just check in on them. But anyway, I did have a few things other than guitar stuff I wanted to share with you. If I can find it. Oh, there it is. So, another good thing for managing stress, anxiety, and depression and all kinds of things during this season, other than breathing, because I associate breathing with prayer quite a bit. I know some people don't, and that's okay. But for me, they're pretty much the same thing. But one thing I encourage you to do is either breathe a lot in through the nose, out through the mouth or nose. So make sure your belly is getting big. You're actually filling up your lungs. You don't have to try to suck in your gut when you're breathing. That's actually really bad for you. So make sure you're actually expanding your chest and your lungs. But prayer. I love this book. Let me see. Oh, it's back. Yeah. There we go. It's called Prayer. I'll say the name of the author a few times. It's called Prayer, 40 Days of Practice by Justin McRoberts and Scott Erickson. That is by Justin McRoberts and Scott Erickson. This is the first book they released together like last year. They did another one. They got another one coming out for Advent. I'm really excited. Basically, the main thing is there's always a picture that Scott has drawn, and then there's a little prayer off to the side that Justin has written. So the same guy writes all the prayers, and the same guy draws all the pictures, and you're supposed to kind of see what the pictures mean to you. And I've gone through this book a few times since I've had it, and it hits me different every time. And there's no order to it. Like, yeah, they're numbered, but at the beginning of the book, they encourage you read it however you want to read the book. If you find a prayer you really like, stay on that one for a few days. If you find one you don't really connect with, skip it, whatever. But anyway, I found one earlier I really wanted to share. Actually, shoot, this is the good one right here. So this is actually prayer number 40. And I'll show you the picture first and hopefully not get sued. I don't know, Scott's a cool guy. So here is the first photo. If I can get it. There we go. Little tree coming out of a coffin. Yeah. So there's that. And the prayer, they all start with a may I statement. It says, may I believe that newness is possible. May I believe that newness is possible. May I believe that newness is possible. Very fitting for right now. And when I'm doing it by myself, I usually read each one 3 times. Usually a lot slower than that, but I'm reading it faster for you at home. Here's a good one. But all these start with a may I statement, so it's kind of open-ended. It's not forcing you to have to do the thing that they're writing about. It very much requires you to look within yourself and to want to do it, if you want to. So we'll start with the photo here. There's one. A lighthouse in a boat. And the prayer says, "May I have hope for myself the way I do for others." May I have hope for myself the way I do for others. May I have hope for myself the way I do for others. And we'll stay on this this little motif of threes. We'll do one more. What's funny, in person, I usually flip through it and tell people to say when, and they say when, and then I stop. But that's kind of hard to do on Facebook Live. Now you're all watching me try to find the one I was trying to find earlier. That's a good one. Oh, where did it go? You know what? This is really good in light of all the toilet paper sales that have been happening recently. So this is actually the cover of the book. Little boat held into hands. And you'll notice the color motif of the book is black, white, and yellow. Everything is drawn with the same three colors, or gold, however you want to say it. Yeah, this prayer is, "May I learn what it means to have enough and abandon the relentless pursuit of more." May I learn what it means to have enough and abandon the relentless pursuit of more. May I learn what it means to have enough and abandon the relentless pursuit of more. Good thoughts for right now. You can find a lot of Justin, I'll say it again, Justin McRoberts and Scott Erickson. You can find a lot of their stuff online, especially on Instagram. I haven't checked to see if they have Facebook stuff. They have websites. But they put a lot of the stuff actually up on their websites and their Instagrams for free, especially right now. They're really cool dudes, and I love their work. Ashton and I actually got to go see Scott. His Instagram name is Scott the Painter because he's a painter. We got to go see him in Fayetteville at Mount Sequoia a few months ago, and we actually bought like 2 pieces of artwork from him. He's a really cool dude, and I'm very glad I have this book with me here. But anyway, so that is our start. It is not the end. It is the start of a discussion on mental health during this time. Depression, anxiety, whatever you or your friends and family might struggle with. I know that mental health gets this stigma and like, oh, it's a bad thing. We can't talk about it. It's taboo. No, it's like every other form of health. You need to talk about it because then you'll never know what's bothering people and what kind of help they might need. So reach out to your friends. If you need help, reach out to us, to your friends. I'm here for you, whoever you are. Hit me up on Facebook, whatever. There's all kinds of ways to communicate. You can find my email and stuff at the church website at fumcbellavista.com. But yeah, remember, this is not the end of the discussion, but the beginning of it. Because like statistically speaking, we all know someone who's struggling with some form of depression, anxiety, maybe self-harm, something more serious, on some form of the spectrum. It might be really mild, it might be really severe. We don't know. But that's why we have to reach out to people. Because if we don't reach out, they usually don't. So I encourage you to do that. Be that good friend during this weird time. But anyway, I would like to close us with a bit of prayer. I know it's weird closing your eyes on the internet, but whatever. God of love, God of mercy, and God of hope. Things are crazy right now. But you know, they've been crazy before. And you made it through. And we made it through. So let us remember that as we are in this time of wilderness, this time of Lent. Let us remember that Easter is coming. We love you. Thank you for loving us. May we spread that love to one another. Amen. Love you guys. have a good evening. Hope to see you soon, not too soon, but I hope to see you soon. I hope you're all well. And remember, if you need anything at all, reach out. We're here for you. There are people that are there for you. God loves you.